Hi there, Miranda Alt here with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team with your Monday market update for Monday, August 7th, 2023. Thanks for watching. A quick look at your McHenry County statistics for the last 7 days. We had 150 new listings, 156 go under contract, 121 closed sales, 32 price changes, and 40 on the private network. So overall, we're seeing just a very slow summer for the real estate market. There's just less homes for sale. We have interest rates that keep climbing, and we don't know when they're going to stop climbing. The federal government just did the 25 basis points rate hike last week, which is making rates go up a little bit this week. We're seeing them, the 30-year average fixed rate mortgage is about 7% right now, which is higher than it's been in over a decade. So it's really hard for people to really stomach this rate of 7%, even though historically it is still low. Historical average is still 8%, but the fact that we haven't seen rates that high in a decade is a tough pill for people to swallow. On average, the average homeowner who's buying now at this rate is spending about $350 more every month for the same house than they would have last year. So that's really tough. A couple statistics to look at. Nationwide, we have 40,000 fewer homes on the market than last year, according to Realtor.com. That is 20.8% less. So there's just less to pick from. So for buyers that are going out there, and I did 3 open houses this weekend, and the vast majority of the buyers said they've been looking for a long time, some of them over a year, and they have not found a house that they love, and so they keep looking. Now, that gets very discouraging, and as rates have gone up, they can afford less and less and less house. So that's very, very frustrating. So we're seeing a lot of buyer frustration. One of the things that I've talked to a few realtors around here about is it's very strange that we will have a home sit on the market for 7 days and have no activity, no showings, no nothing. We'll do an open house, and then at day 10, we'll get 4 offers. So it's moving a little slower than it was, but there's still multiple offers. We're still calling for highest and best, even after 7 days on the market, because it's taking people a little time. They're taking their time. One of the things that I tell people that they don't realize is that last year, while we had homes selling in just a day or two, what we also had was a lot of homes falling through, like a lot of reactivated properties. So a lot of times buyers were rushing because they were like, oh, I gotta buy it. It's gonna sell in 2 seconds. So they'd run out and they'd write an offer and they'd pay way more than they wanted to. And then they'd wake up a few days later and be like, what did we do? Oh no. Oh no. And then they'd cancel the contract. So we had a lot of that happening, and a lot of buyers or sellers or people that haven't really been participating in the real estate market are unaware of that dynamic that we experienced a lot more last year than we are this year. I'm actually glad that buyers are moving a little slower and thinking about things for a hot second before they just write an offer on everything that hits the market, because we don't want to have things just fall apart. We don't want to have a home go under contract 3 times and then go back on the market, because then everybody thinks, oh, what's wrong with it? And a lot of times there's nothing wrong with it. It's just buyers are in such a frenzy that they're writing offers that they don't really want. So here's some more interesting things to think about. Prices are down 0.9% this July compared to last year. That has a lot to do with the interest rate, because people can't afford as much. It's costing them more for the same house this year than it did last year, monthly meaning. And the median sales price is down 1.6% compared with last year. So we've got prices not down a lot. Some people who have been on the sidelines have been like, I'm gonna wait for prices to come down. They're down a smidge, but they're not down a lot, and interest rates have gone up. So are you really further ahead by waiting? No. The main message that we want people to get is don't just sit on the sidelines. Don't try to time the market. It's almost impossible. Ask anybody that's bought any amount of real estate in the last 20 years. They would say it's impossible to time the market. The other thing I would say is don't wait for prices to come down, because you could be waiting a very long time, possibly forever. And waiting for more inventory even to come on the market is probably going to be a very long wait as well. I don't see how we get a lot more inventory to make any real headway in the next few years. I would hope that in 5 years we have more inventory, but there's no guarantee on that, and we don't have builders building fast enough to meet the demand. The thing I remind people often is that between 1989 and 1992, we had the largest birth rate of the millennial generation, and all of those people are turning 30. and they all want to have the American dream of buying a house. And 30 is the average age that a person will buy their first home. And that's what we're seeing. And so this is all being driven by first-time home buyers. And then we also have, on the flip side, we have an aging population. I will tell you, the 2 homes that I had listed that had either a first floor bedroom or a ranch sold for way over the list price, because that is in such high demand. And we don't have enough of those homes to go around. So we've got a population that is getting older that wants either a first floor master or a ranch style home. And so those are selling very, very rapidly. They're in very high demand. And we have a lot, and we have a lot of homeowners, a lot of older homeowners that are either locked in at a really low rate, or they already have their home paid off and they don't really want to move. There's not enough to pick from for them to move. They like their house, it's working for them. They aren't really super motivated to get rid of it or to downsize. So we've got a lot of dynamics that are playing into just not having enough inventory. The interest rates is certainly a big factor, because over 70% of the homeowners currently are locked in at a 4% rate or below. So that's golden handcuffs. People don't want to get rid of their low rate and move. So people are just staying put. We don't have builders building fast enough. We have a lot of people turning 30 and wanting that dream of their first home. And so all of this is adding up to a very low inventory and very low transactions. Here's some interesting things. So I went over the numbers this week for the last 7 days. Remember, 150 new listings, 156 under contract, 121 closed sales, 32 price changes, and 40 private on the private. 2022, so I've been tracking numbers for 3 years. So in 2022, this same week, August 8th last year, we had 196 new listings. So that's 46 more. We had 184 go under contract instead of 156. We had 125 closed sales, so about the same, which is kind of weird. We had 46 price changes, so more price changes last year. Now, part of that's just more houses, so that number statistically, as a percentage, is actually probably less price changes last year than there are this year. And 53 on the private network. Now, 2021, this is crazy. In 2021, we had 250 new listings. 250. That's 100 more. That's almost double what we had this year. 222 under contract. Again, like darn near 100, darn near, not double, but a lot more, about 25, it's 50% more at least. 153 closed, not as many more closed sales as you'd think. And 66 on the private network. So keep in mind, in 2021 nationwide, we sold 6.3 million homes. In 2022, we sold 5.2. This year, we're anticipating 4.3. So we have sold 1 million less homes each year. Again, nationwide, but we're seeing that even in our local numbers. That is true. That is holding true here as well. So we just have less homes on the market. There's less to pick from. Do not get discouraged if you're a buyer, though. I talked to many buyers yesterday that said they've written many offers and they haven't gotten accepted. And I told them to talk to their agent about how they're writing their offers. All of my buyers have gotten under contract. All of them. I have 2 buyers looking right now. One hasn't written any offers because they haven't found the right house. So they're just going to be patient and they're going to keep looking. But it's not that they've found houses that they want to buy and they've lost. The other one had 1 house under contract. We won in a bidding war, but she, the appraisal came in low and she canceled the contract and she hasn't been able to find anything she likes as much. And she's also a little trigger shy now on offering more. So other than that, all of my buyers are under contract. We're moving towards closing. I have 13 under contract right now. Not all buyers, but I have 13 transactions right now. Part of that is because I know how to get buyers under contract. There is a strategy. So if you have an agent that you're working with and you've written 4 or 5 offers and they haven't gotten accepted, you need to switch agents. Or you need to talk to your agent and have them call me and find out what it is that I do to get homes under contract. One of which is I call the listing agent. A lot of buyer's agents do not call the listing agent to find out what is important to that seller. It's not always just price. Price is a factor. It's not like you're going to get a house for a way less price just because your agent called the listing agent. Price is important, but it isn't always the most important thing. There are other factors that you can put: closing date. Maybe they're worried about the inspection. Maybe you need to offer as is. Maybe you just need to tell them a little bit about what it is that makes you better? Why are you a better buyer? And I, as a buyer's agent, call those listing agents and say, hey, my seller or my buyer is working with my preferred agent, my preferred lender. We are going to be able to work and get this deal done. My buyer loves the house. They're not going to cancel. I call the listing agent and I sell myself. I sell the buyer. I sell our lender. I sell our terms. I talk to them a lot to figure out what it is that exactly they're looking for. And there's a lot of different things that you can write into an offer to get your offer accepted. It's not just send the offer. The other thing I tell people is, a few weeks ago, I had a home listed at $200,000 in Lake in the Hills, which is a very low price. We had 29 offers. How many of those buyer's agents do you think called me to talk about their offer and talk about their client? Two out of 29 offers, 2 agents called me, and one of them was the offer we selected. Now, it had to be a good price. Again, I'm not going to tell you that it can be, the lowest price and still get selected. That's not going to happen. But if they call me, they can find out about the other offers that they're up against. What do they need to do to get the house under contract? And you can often get it done. And that's why my buyers are under contract and a lot of other buyers are not. So I'm Miranda Alt with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me. Please message me on Facebook, social media, whatever. Email me. I'm at 815-529-0777, or you can reach me at mirandaaltteam@gmail.com. Have a great rest of your Monday. Bye-bye.